So we have Mars and Pluto that will be opposing each other, and it happens once and then it happens again because it goes retrograde. And so then I think it happens 3 times that Mars will oppose Pluto. I tried to do this on one of my last videos, but I couldn't seem to complete the task here. So anyway, yeah, it's going to oppose Pluto in Capricorn. Come here, say around about the 4th and 5th of November, things are going to just look pretty gnarly by then. We're going to be, well, if you can't see it already, how that, well, they weaponized weather control, and so that's been very domesticatingly disturbing, right, for a lot of the United States, but around the world it's happening like simultaneously, and so that's a kind of a sign of the capability of the war machine that is, well, mixing things around. It's kind of like you can figure it's just because they can, that's what they do. Who are they? Well, civilization controllers, let's just say that. So then we have, well, that happens on November, as we have this in the thick of it. And then, see, Mars tries to go into Leo, which is a very strong position for Mars. It's very egoic. It's very, like, just hyperactive, in fact. But then it enters into retrograde shadow by then. That's what it's done when it's square to Pluto. So I'm pretty sure, yeah. So in December it goes retrograde, and then by January it goes back and well, on the 1st of January, which is interesting because this is the very first of the year, Pluto has gone into 1 degree Aquarius, and that's where Mars opposes Pluto another time, but now it's in Leo, which is interesting, but it's going backwards doing that, and then it goes clear down to 17 degrees Cancer, which is it's right on my Saturn, and so if I didn't know any better, see that's an aggressive move on my property. I'm kind of being. If I didn't know any better, really, a lot of us are being stalked. It could be that what I mean is like fleeced. And it could be that some people operate like the government does, but just on a smaller scale. And there's people that are just rubbing their hands together when they see somebody going down and they have plans for them. And it's like, how are we going to avoid that happening when really love is the answer, but it's like there isn't any of that going on here. You know what I mean? You need to figure something out. See, that's where it's like floodwaters to me. It's like, what are you going to do? How are you? See, that's just by the grace of God that you survive that kind of thing, really. If it's really bad, and it has been. So, but I don't worry about me because I know I'm protected from all angles. And but see, yeah, so it opposes again in January. Mars opposed Pluto, and then it goes retrograde, clear back to 17 degrees. So this is like we are in the midst now. We will be looking at something. Pluto opposed Mars opposed Pluto. So now that Pluto has gone into, it's like when it hits the Leo, when Mars hits Leo, it goes back and it squares again. Now, by the time it squares again, or I mean opposes again, it's in April. This is when I think Neptune hits Aries. Here we come to spiritual warfare being televised. And there's going to be an obvious, that's why, if Barbie doll here can make videos that, well, out of 3,000, only a few of them starts to ring a bell on a deep level. And I think some people they've uh, commented that this is very deep, and it's like that's what we are refining from, we are to refine from generation to generation. See, but like never before, like literally, it could be televised. We were supposed to be using this, and it has been trying to let us know something, and it will continue. And I can only imagine what other people's feeds are like, on their social media, which is it's a cabinet. It's the hottest political arena ever to hit just your hands to actively be able to engage on a level that, okay, there's that going viral thing. See, what a hell of a way to call it, going viral, um, because it is a contagion to be, if you are somebody who, it's the opposite side, like, well, Jim Carrey knows, and these people that are hooked into the human capability of creativity and contributing energetically like this, instead of going like this, it's like this. They put out energy, and literally people bask in this energy. And um, see, like Jim Carrey said, it's like it's impossible to feel bad around me. I mean, you get near me, and then people all of a sudden feel good. And see, but that's somebody who's enlightened and just knows. See, I relate with the same thing. I used to be like that. A lot of people, they just naturally choose hate, right? But then I love that opportunity, because it's like, no, I actually love these people, and they're going to feel it. I'm going to get next to them. And then within minutes, I have them in stitches just laughing. And they never met me before, right? But see, that's the thing, is they chose hate instead of love. But I switched them right over. And they are not only laughing, but they're starting to feel really good. And I can tell it's like they never felt this alive in their life, you know what I mean? And then it's like, well, okay, see you later. I was just waiting for my pizza or whatever. And then, but see, the next time I see them, they dart the same energy at me, and I might not be all that like on the higher vibrational frequency, but then I do, because they give me like this, I remember you, and it's like, I'm glad. And having said that, oh my God, am I suffering so bad, because I have nobody in my life that can really do that for me. It's been more like the pity party scene that comes over, and it's so sad, because it's like, babes, we don't stick there. We don't stick and glom onto each other because we're hurting and we're on pain. It's like, no, 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 please, no. Learn how to heal yourselves and then offer healing for each other. Nobody falls off the face of the earth if you just isolate and you start meditating and you're doing for yourself. See, and then you begin to realize, well, this possibility is within everybody else. What possibility is that? Well, I don't know, but for one, you're certainly not going to be an asshole. That's what the rumor has it. With Buddhism, enlightenment doesn't mean that you have gained anything. Rather, you have lost a lot of things, particularly the mind that tries to be more real than reality. And then you're all the false traditional value belief system and crap that comes out of that, and how stiff everybody can be trying to really shove them through that cookie cutter. And it's like, would you stop? Woo! We are heading, oh my God, what Mars is going to be, what Mars is doing with this Pluto, it's going to go on and on. See, my prediction is, and you heard it here first, see, because we've already seen a little bit of it. It's like, whoa, I've never seen a cyclonic, they call it a typhoon here in the Pacific Ocean. In the Atlantic Ocean, they call them hurricanes. In the Pacific, they call them typhoon. And they can manufacture them, they can move them around. They can move one into Los Angeles, and that's where I live. And see, I noticed some stuff that they built, like the roads and the way that they do the washes and stuff. And they're just trying to centralize water to make it gush faster and harder and more. Yeah. And yeah, they're using that as weaponry, And needless to say, I mean, really, I have to say is, I remember, but this is a different thing, is when you have these kind of dreams. But I remember, it's like, I had this dream one time where I was standing in front of my house in my front yard, and then a flood came, and it came from the direction over there, and they did build some stuff over there in that direction later on, but then, yeah, it was such a huge amount. See, usually it does come down my street, and it comes, and I have to put some sandbags, and it goes this way. But this was such a massive amount. It was so unfathomable. But anyway, that's just a dream. Probably, see, when you dream of stuff like that, you probably were alive. Your DNA is remembering when the oceans can rise, and we do experience flooding. And having said that, you see, my great grandparents, my great grandma, her being a Cancer woman, water sign, and I think, yes, my great grandpa who built this house that I'm in is a Scorpio. He's a water sign. And where I'm at here is protected. My grandma would say, Shauna, this place will never be can never be destroyed. An atom bomb can go off, and this place will still be here. And anyway, but the most dangerous thing for me is the ecology of the quality of the people that are here. There isn't a chance for not even them. They don't even know it. See, they rely on false safety measures. When we're talking about just being a survivalist, and see, up here it used to be big on the intention, like we just knew how to I don't want to say rough it, but it's more like we knew how to camp out. We come up here, and we don't miss three-quarters of the shit that people think that they need to survive, say, and to just get along their day. And it's like, no, and that's 99% of that really is psychological. And it's hard on people when they get up here. They're like, what am I going to do? I don't have a fucking cotton candy booth. I don't have a fucking, Las Vegas at my fingertips or something. But I don't know. Now you do with your stupid social media. And having said that, I was fine up here. My family, me, we were experiencing no hits from the weaponry that is established by the alien race, and we're just trying to get our spiritual process going and clear out our ascension. Get our real belongings going as far as the universe and how we can. But really, I'm here to just contribute. I'm letting you know that this Mars transit that begins when it opposes Pluto first in November, coming up this November, next month, around about 4 or 5, 5th, the 4th or 5th, and then it goes back. It goes retrograde, and then it goes back into not before going into Leo a little bit, but then it goes back into Cancer, and it opposes Pluto again on the 2nd, the 1st and the 2nd of the beginning of the year, 2025, and then in April it gets out of retrograde and goes back and to oppose Pluto again in April of what did I say? You'll begin to see that I can memorize things and remember what's going on here. But we're gonna see something that it's gonna change the face of humanity, because there's going to be a breakout in a certain realization about something about, like, what if they really are controlling the weather? What if they really are controlling the minds of people into a lower base wasteland frequency? What if they did steal a lot of our stuff away? Now, when I say our, I say maybe we are human. Maybe there is the capability of being human beings here. Sorry, I'm going sci-fi on us now, but yes. So in April, you gotta get this other date down. The last opposition with this Saturn in Cancer, really now, it goes into Leo, and it hits at 3 degrees, which is, oh my God, it's party time as far as how that. My generation might not feel this as bad. Whatever takes place, because it's an opposition, it really has a milder effect than the square. But really, there's nothing like the opposition. It's not quite like the conjunction. It's a swinging. It's like this or that, this or that. It's not settling down. It has an extreme to it. It's like a full. If it was a, it's like a full moon, like because that's an opposition of the sun, but it's the Mars and Pluto opposition, and they're doing something like whoa. And man, there's a, I'm looking at this, and that's the way you kind of do astrology. Basically, I'm getting more and more into it, really. I should sincerely work my skill. And we already see the unusual flooding, really. The stuff that's happening, taking out green trees, and in other places, you can see forests. They're trying to dislodge people. And it has nothing to do with, like, you think, oh, climate change, because no, there's a um, tightly knit crew of people that have real science in access. They rob whoever comes up with, even if it's a shaman that says, you know what, I can see in another valley through this raven. They're like, oh yeah, and they get a hold of them, and they suck the information out of them. Like, how do you do that? And then they will synthesize it. If it takes 250 years to get that done, they do it. See the scale through which I know that they're working, which is this just this forever presence. We have an upper atmosphere and a lower one, is very old, and they see like that. They see 250 years is like 25 years. They kind of they know how to plan. In other words, and there's a lot of stuff that's well planned, and the sweeping over. I mean, they have. It's just you can figure. Who is it, Shauna? Are you kidding me? Why are you telling us this? Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Let's see what happens. All we can do is just see. And I think I already talked about it. I said, oh God, with these, with the stuff that they're pulling off, it's so weird that there's the elections that really can and does dumb everybody down. It really keeps everybody kind of flatlined. Everybody's like moving to that. I mean, really, it's a pacifier. Stick in everybody's mouth while they get some other crap done right. It's just a huge club. Which, do you realize what the fucking word club means? It's something that you carry. It's a club. You hit people over the head. I don't. Sorry, you people, not even listening to what you're saying. You. Sorry. Hey, don't worry though. See, a lot of it. See, since we know already, the thing that has come up is be resilient, and this is how you do it. It's just 99.99% of it is preparing psychologically. And then, of course, stock up on your rice and beans and oil and everything you need. But really learn how to fucking farm your own foods. Get together, start raising your vibrational frequency, farm the foods, do your own medicines. Now is the time. It's going to be like, this is a resetting. And the New World Order is just an old world order trying to work its final fucking days. It's gotten this far and it's be able to do all this stuff, and they can't stop an awakening if Barbie doll here can continue on threatening the damn fucking thing, and everybody within going because they hear the truth, and then all of a sudden they just don't like me. Well, what you don't like is that you're being destroyed from the inside out. Your shabby fucking belief system there. You don't. First of all, you don't use your imagination. Something else has caught a hold of it, and it's poor. You have a poor imagination, so not even, most likely, not even the kids want to be around you. Anyway, back to whoever can support me because they can hear me and they can appreciate that. Really, I'm not really a mean person, babe. I'm actually very loyal and warm to whatever it is that's like. Of course, just saying, hey, I appreciate how deep you're being today. What were you saying? Well, when Neptune moves into the planet, into the sign ruled by Mars, this is not a good thing, babes. And I don't have a choice. I'm letting people know on a personal level and on a huge scale. See, I'm supposed to be doing something with this medium of TV, but see, mainly the artists that are Aries. The Aries is going to become, their art is the I am, and that's what the Neptune is going to be pointing at. It's like, excuse me, but God is here. And those are the ones who are creating an artist. So that's the creator. What is God? Well, I was explaining that there's a space, there's an infinite possibility to grab from, which is already here, and getting more intense on it. I've been saying, well, there's the already here organization, organ et on, which, we are connected. It's possible to know everything. Meditation will help you. If you have a curiosity and you have a question, it's possible to know everything. And this is the thing about good old Aquarius. Pluto going into Aquarius. Not only is Pluto going to start testing people about, and it's about humanitarian issues across the board. What are we doing, especially like with our technologies? Do we use it in favor of the environment and say the original plans here, like say virgin nature, which is getting back to the original plan here, having a right relationship with the entire, like say, plasmatic field down to our cellular systems here. Come on, let's heal, babies. Can you hear me? Tune your music right. Get together and sing and dance. Because you people are working too hard otherwise. When love is in the air, it is easy. And that's what my generation, the Libra generation, the fact that they've been like strangled over the last, any Libras, it's very touchy. And it's touchy subject matter from a lot. Well, it's weird because it says I love, and of course that's the one who has been attacked over there. Yes, since the 1940s, before World War II, all of the material that pointed at what that Libra was pointing at read that, well, the key words was I love before then for ancient times, until World War II came around and the printing presses changed. They said, no, we'll say I balance. And I kind of respect that, but it kind of takes the elephant out of the china shop, I guess, when it comes to, can we afford all of this? I mean, do we really put a dime on the things that we do? The creation of creation, see, Libra doesn't understand it. They're saying, wait a minute, I'm a musician. I use notes to play, and there's an infinite amount of notes, right? Isn't there an infinite amount of notes if in God we trust and we have money? What is happening there? I mean, really, if you think that you're going to start charging for water, water is caught up in a circle. So is everything else, basically. Now you're going to put a dime on it? Wow. So you would have to make those dimes out of something else other than the real silver or gold or even copper. You can't use that anymore because you would have to mine. You would mine the whole fucking world trying to keep up with this circular, uh, never-ending resource that we are just, you're going to roll some dimes on. That's what, Tesla laughed at these people. He's like, you want me to charge per kilowatt? You want me to take $1 per kilowatt? Babes, I'm only going to charge you a penny. You guys are crazy. He's like, what does money have to do with this anyway? Do you want your creative life? Do you want to get out of imprisonment? Do you want to get away from that satanic cult that has people, and literally it's like, it is black magic to the bone. It's hard to explain it, but if they've possessed your mind, and I've said plenty of it here, if they take your mind away by just harnessing it, they don't let you know, first of all, that it's even there, the devil. And so then there is no other. There isn't a God or even reality. So hold on. Let me, now we will feed into you by means of the punishment reward system of money. Now they couldn't get that together without this way, without the holy shamanic advisor, gunpowder. That's who we listen to get all this wonderful, glorious creation done called the world. A cesspool where every single kid comes in and goes,